locally owned. I'm from Amsterdam, so they can expect good football food, baseball food, pizza, wings, and beer. You know, you can bring your kids in and, you know, they can play pool or play the video games, or they can sit with you and watch TV too, because you got TVs in every dining room. It's such a place that you can come in with your family and sit down. And again, it's family oriented because it's family owned. When you walk in here, it's like a TV show, Cheers. Everybody knows your name. And you can expect that from in here because everybody knows everybody else.
Sideline Guys back here at sidelineguys.recordernews.com. Brought to you as always by our friends at Crystal Ristorante. They're at 72 Lion Street here in Amsterdam. With Michael Kelly, I'm Adam Schinder. And Michael, sectional basketball's going. It's been a bit of a attrition over the last couple of days for our local teams, but there are a few still standing.
Yeah, we got a few still standing. We lost our pair of WAC champions, WAC North champions on both the boys and the girls side, with Fort Plain and Canishary going down kind of unexpectedly. But the Amsterdam boys scoring, arguably the biggest upset so far of the sectional season last night.
Yeah, deja vu all over again. Exactly 1 year to the day after they went to Albany Academy and beat an independent school in the opening round of the Class AA sectionals. Wednesday night, they go out to Green Tech, independent charter school, and they beat them 58-57, came back down by as many as 12 points in the second half, but finally, Gio Rodriguez, 39% free throw shooter, makes 2 free throws with 2 seconds left. First and only lead of the game, an incredible win for this team.
I think the most impressive thing coming from that game, at least from my perspective, is that this is a team that has had several instances this year where close games at halftime, get away from them, and they're not able to come back. Last night, they're down 4 at the half. It quickly becomes a 12-point lead. I guess, how did they battle back from that?
I mean, it was defense, really defense all the way. They dictated the pace of this game. Green Tech wanted to get up and down. They wanted to press the Rams the whole game. This team did a terrific job, really after the first 2 or 3 minutes, of breaking the press. And what they were able to do throughout that game, they were able to control, with Billy Carr running the point for most of the night, they were able to keep Green Tech from forcing the pace of the game on offense. And then when they were on defense, they kind of sat back in a matchup zone. And what they were able to do, they were able to force Green Tech to take some jumpers that they didn't want to take. And they never let that game get away from them to more than that 12-point margin.
I was talking to Joe Agresta this morning. He was saying pretty much the whole strategy going into the game was we're going to control the possession, a little bit like a football coach. They were going to win the battle of the clock and limit those possessions, because maybe Green Tech did have more talent, but Amsterdam was going to try to figure out a way late in the game to win it as long as they could stay close.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this team did. They really stuck it out, and just every time Green Tech got that margin up a little bit, maybe Agresta would call timeout, but they'd come in, someone would hit a big shot. Louis LeBoy hit some big shots. Gio Rodriguez hit big shots. They actually had a big shot when they got down 12 in the third quarter. Zach Dufel hit a 3-pointer right at the end of the shot clock to get it down to 9, and that really kind of started the trend. This team just battled until they finally got that deficit down, and then Green Tech did not do very well when this game got close late.
And now, a third meeting for them now this weekend with Bishop Gibbons. They lost the first 2 in the Big Ten slate, but here they are. They're a game away from making it to the semifinals. For a team that only had 1 league win, great spot to be in for them.
Yeah, talk about read more deja vu all over again. Last year they beat Albany Academy, and they go to Hudson Valley and they face Albany, a team that beat them twice during the Big Ten season. Now it's Bishop Gibbons, another team that beat them twice. 2 games. The Rams felt if a couple of things had gone their way, they could have won the first game, lost at home by 6 points in a game featuring a ton of fouls. Second game, Bishop Gibbons just opened the game shooting the lights out, put up 24 points in the first quarter. Then the Rams really came back, and they were the better team for the final 3 quarters of that game, just couldn't really bring back the deficit very much. But, this is a team, they're confident heading in. I talked to Hector Julia right after the game last night. He said, we're confident. This team, they hit a couple of dagger shots against us, but we really believe we can beat them.
It was fun. I was talking with Louis LeBoy this morning, and I was asking him about that confidence that you were saying Hector was talking about. I was asking him, you guys, you only won 3 games during the regular season, but you guys were really confident going into this game. Why? And he's just told me, matter of fact, we're just confident, we believe in ourselves, we believe in each other. And that could go a long way for this team on Sunday.
Yeah, that's what really Joe Agresta has been preaching all year. He's said that this team, we know we're in the Class A's this year. This is our year that no matter what happens during the regular season, and they only won 3 games, they only won once in the Big Ten the whole year, it was we're going to be a dangerous team because other than Bishop Gibbons, there's no one in the league that has to make the call to the bell that this team does night in and night out in their league.
Mm-hmm. No, it was, and like you said, a very impressive win for this team last night. A great win for the program, and hopefully we can get one more on Sunday.
We'll move on to one of the other 4 teams we still have left standing, the Amsterdam girls. You were at Amsterdam last night as the 6th-seeded Lady Rams took on Albany Leadership Charter, and they just really overmatched this team.
Right, Albany Leadership is a team that's a second-year program that last year only played a JV schedule. This year they played a mixed schedule. Next year they'll do a full varsity. A team of freshmen and sophomores. So, this game kind of going into it, Amsterdam, they said they weren't looking past this team, but they kind of were a little bit. They knew they were going to be able to handle this team, move on, play Holy Names on Saturday, and that one should be a real test for the Lady Rams.
Yep, and this is a team, again, Eric Dubler said before the tournament he wanted that 6th seed. He felt it was a good position for them. He feels that they're not going to face Holy Names, but because of the 6th seed, not the 7th seed, they get to play them at Scotia, a neutral court. They don't have to go and play Scotia at Scotia's home court, so a little bit of a better matchup there, and I think he feels they can be dangerous coming out of the bottom half of that bracket.
Right, and I think going against a team like Holy Names, as opposed to a team like Scotia, like you mentioned, who has a singular talent like Cassie Broadhead, Holy Names, it's more of a team-oriented style. You don't have to worry so much about stopping one player. You can kind of more just play your normal game, and that one should be a good battle.
Yeah, and then another team still going. Broad Alton Perth Lady Patriots. They win their home game, and now they're into the sectional quarterfinals, which is the deepest this team has been in a long time.
Right, yeah, and coming off of last night, kind of an all-around team effort for them. They lose Caitlin Wood early in the game. She's able to come back in the 4th quarter. They don't know yet her status for this weekend, but kind of looking at how they played last night, they were able to win the game pretty much without her. They'll be going against a tough Tamarack team on Saturday, but a Tamarack team that has a couple bad losses to its name. This is not an unbeatable 2-seed.
Yeah, playing defense. Holding a team to 24 points in a sectional game that's a 7-10 game, that's impressive.
Right, and a 7-10 game, which if you looked at the team's record, you would have said, maybe this could be 8-9 because it seemed like 2 teams who were pretty equal. But BP really controlled that game from start to finish.
Mm-hmm. And we only have one other team still going. That's the Northville girls. But then you look at the WAC, and the WAC was just devastated by the opening round of sectionals. The Fort Plain girls, the Fort Plain boys, the Canada-Jahari girls, the Canada-Jahari boys. All of them just kind of knocked away.
But yeah, it was a bad week to be a team from the WAC, with Northville really being the only team to move on, or at least from the local area. Northville goes up to Argyle tomorrow night. Argyle's the 2-seed in that bracket, the Class D bracket. Both teams kind of like to run, like to shoot the 3. It should be maybe more of a high-scoring game. Looking at Argyle's schedule, it's not really, those Adirondack teams pretty much only play the teams in the Adirondack League because there's so many teams, so you can't really get a sense of how they'll, maybe fare against some of these other teams. But, it should be a good matchup, and, hopefully Northville can represent the WAC.
Yep, so we've got 4 teams left. Just one team, Amsterdam, hoping to try and represent the area up at the Glens Falls Civic Center next week. The other teams, girls teams, kind of spread out a little bit next week for the semifinals before the finals all take place out at Hudson Valley Community College. Sunday, the Running Rams will be at Hudson Valley Community College to take on Bishop Gibbons. All the other girls' games take place Saturday, so we'll have plenty more on that and more as the basketball season now winds to a close. As we're in the heat of sectionals, and to talk about that more, we'll see you next time on the Sideline Guys. For Michael, I'm Adam. We'll see you next time here at SidelineGuys.recordernews.com.